I decided to do an update video of where things stand with the recovery, and I think we're doing pretty good. This is standing at our back door looking out to our backyard. Now I'll take a quick walk around. As you can see, our two redbud trees, that one and that one, have recovered pretty good. We stood them back up after the storm. They had been completely uprooted, cut about half of their branches off, and have staked them, and they seem to be doing okay. And there's Lucky Boy. And all of our patio furniture is kind of jumbled up here because we had to take it in from the back patio. This is a temporary dog kennel that Taylor's parents gave to us that they weren't using, but we don't use it at all because Lucky is with us the whole time. Over here, we are very impressed with our tree guys that have manipulated these tree trunks over here, and this is going to be our new vegetable garden. Now that we have sun here, we'll fill this with dirt and hopefully next year have a fantastic vegetable garden. And then we still have, these are all plants that we tried to salvage that we have potted up kind of in a staging area over here. A lot of them, not sure they're going to make it, but we're keeping our fingers crossed. And as you can tell, we have hardly any grass left. The machinery pretty much tore up everything. As a matter of fact, you can see the crane over there. One of our neighbors behind us is having some trees removed today. We do still have this one tree root back here. We're actually going to leave that there and do some pruning on it and filling in of the hole on the other side, and we're going to rearrange the flower bed on the other side, and that's going to kind of be a berm behind it. Looking forward to having the fence done soon. Hopefully we'll get somebody started on that in the next week or so. We just decided to start a burn pit in the middle of the yard since there's no grass and obviously no tree there anymore. We cleared out a lot of the fence row over here up by the gate so the fence people can come in and start their work. And some of the firewood left for us to split, but our big leaf magnolia did make it, so we're really happy about that. And most of the furniture over here got squished or bent, or like the swinging bench is offline. Going to have to do some work. We are worried about a lot of our ferns and all the sun. A lot of them are already starting to get kind of sunburned. But look, we have a patio again. It's still dirty with leaves and sticks everywhere, but it's an actual patio. You can see a lot of the rocks got shoved around. As you can tell, our bench rocks and everything we're going to have to redo. And this bed is just completely destroyed. So what our plans are, since we don't have the metal shed in the back corner back there anymore, is we're going to take this shed and pull it back using Skip's come-along, and then build a structure off the front of it that's just got a roof and the far wall, and kind of have an open air potting shed, and then from that maybe build a pergola off of it to provide shade for part of this patio, which means we would have to move the burn pit probably further over this way. And then of course, you know Hans, who's already talking about maybe a new pond, so we're thinking about putting in a pond where this destroyed flower bed is, and then basically doing a berm beyond the new pond with a flower bed there. We'll see how that goes. And going back to the very back of the yard, which we refer to as our basement of the yard, things are pretty much cleaned up back here. You can see how we kind of did a temporary fix on the cross beam there. We're going to have to do something more serious soon. More plants and staging areas back here, and more firewood for us to cut up over there. As I go by here, you can just see how torn up the fence is all along here. Obviously all going to have to be replaced, and the shed is gone. They could not get the equipment back here to grind that stump up, so we're just going to fill in the hole underneath it with some dirt, and that'll be hidden behind the shed, so it'll be done. Now we'll walk around the side of the house and show you out front. Here's Kyle. Has to be the center of attention. We still have the bungee cords across the pond where we had the tarps laying across it to protect it from the chainsaw oils and the dust. We have to remove the bungee cords probably tonight. And as you can see, we have heavy-duty extension cords running from the house all the way back here because the electrical lines coming back to the back of the yard were snapped. So we're going to have to rerun that. We actually had a very short, very heavy rainstorm yesterday, so the yard is pretty muddy. This is just so weird being able to see the neighbor's house so open right here. And more firewood that we've already cut up. And as you can see, just the piles and piles of debris along the road, up and down both sides of the road as far as you can see. And that's our rental car because the van is in the shop this week. But the window is taken care of on the garage door now, and they replaced, we had the boards above it replaced. We still have to do the rest of the painting, which we were obviously in the process of when the storm came. But our front yard looks so different without our trees. I'm going to walk out to the road and just go up and down the road a little bit so you can see how big these piles of debris are just sitting here. A lot of it is too big for the county's equipment to pick up, it's too heavy. So FEMA is having some, I guess they're brush haulers that travel around and follow disasters around the country, and they're actually working on the next street over. So we're hoping they'll be here by the end of the week. But we have our railings back up, and the corner of the house is all repaired there. You can see there's going to have to be a little bit of cleanup work on the mortar from the bricks, but the roof is all done. This flower bed out here was trampled pretty good between the workers and the logs and everything. Plus a lot of it is shade loving, so we're going to have to rearrange a lot of plants. This dogwood's doing reasonably well though. This was another one that had come out completely of the ground, and we replanted it, cut part of the limbs off, and have staked it. So. The side of the house has all new siding on it now. It's a little bit of touch-up that still needs to be done, and then, like I said, all the painting needs to be finished. But the end is in sight, so we're getting there.